I grew up a ledge skater. We used to skate to our local school and grind the same planer for hours. So when I got back into blading, ledges came natural, but rails have been scary. I can count the number of rails that I've done. There's the one at Durham that I split my shin open on last month. There's another one at Durham that I fell pretty hard. There are two at Apex. One is a square rail that I can do pretty consistently. And the other is a big fat rail, which I hardly ever skate. Now don't get me wrong, I did a lot of rails when I was a kid. But the reason I got good at rails is because we had a rail in my backyard. We would build all sorts of rails, from PVC or metal piping that we would acquire from fences. So when we would go to the street, I was ready. I knew what to expect, and I was able to get the rail. So this week, I bought myself a new practice rail. This is the Subrosa Rail, which is designed for BMXers, but it's perfect for inline. It's 18 inches tall, it's 8 feet long, and it breaks down so that you can bring it with you to wherever you session. So my 3 goals for today. First order of business, I've got to put the rail together. It comes in this big heavy box. Shouldn't be too difficult to assemble. There's a great video on the Subrosa website showing you how to put it together, but obviously that has to get done before I can skate it. My second goal, after I get it set up, I want to do 5 grinds. I'm not going to push it too hard today, trying to learn all of my grinds, but I want to do my safety tricks. And my third goal, if everything goes smoothly and I don't get too messed up on this rail, I want to try propping it up on these ledges and do it on an incline. Alright, so I ran into 3 problems putting the rail together. The first, it calls for a 13mm wrench, which I don't have. That might be a standard part for BMXers, and I'm sure BMXers have tons of 13mm wrenches with them, just like we have 4mm hex keys. But I don't have a wrench here. So I had to use my fingers to hand tighten everything, and then I have a pair of pliers that I used to tighten the bolts. So the second problem, it's supposed to have this little connector piece of metal that bridges between the 2 parts of the rail. I didn't get one of those. I don't know if it fell out in transit. The box was pretty damaged, and you could see one of the feet when I got it on my porch. So it might have fallen out of the box. It might have just not been included. I'm not a huge guy. I'm not going to be doing big disasters like they do with the BMX. I'm sure it'll be fine. And the third thing, these little caps at the end were really hard to put on. I feel like there needs to be a little bit more of an alignment area. They push, and then as soon as you push them a little bit, they fell out. And I had a really difficult time getting them on. I think, again, if you had hammers, if you had things like that to get these caps on, you'd be fine. But I just had my hands, so it wasn't ideal. Maybe I wasn't prepared for this project, but I mean, I was just putting together a rail. I didn't think I needed a lot of tools. All right, but now that the rail is all put together, it's time to warm up. All right, nice and warm. Time to try this rail. Having that thin spot that you're trying to land on without a ledge on top is a little intimidating, but I got a few Mizus on. I feel like I need a little bit of wax. This is a fresh rail, doesn't have any scratches, anything, so I'm gonna put a little bit of wax on and see if that makes any difference. All right, that was different. Skating rails is so different than skating ledges or even coping. Probably the biggest trick that's different on a rail versus a ledge is soul tricks, where you really have to get on top of the rail, and mentally you're thinking, I'm going to jump over the rail. So on a ledge, you kind of come in, you hit it, and you go out. On a rail, you want to hit it and stay on top of it. And if anything, you can come back on the same side, but you could even go off the other side. You know, if the rail is in the middle of a stair set or something like that. That is a different feeling. And that took a little bit of getting used to. I got it with that sole. It took a few tries. You could see I was just kind of kissing it and then going away. Where I actually landed it clean is when I got on top of it and kind of came off at the end of the rail. Royale tricks were a little scary. I didn't know how fast this rail was going to be. I knew that it was sticky when I first started, so I put a little bit of wax on it, and then jumping on Royale, I had to frontside a few times just to get the speed. I think it's fine now. My last Royale felt really good. It's a weird feeling getting boot down on a Royale on a rail, because typically with a ledge, you've got that front of your foot leaning on the ledge as well. Like if you look at my sole plates, you can see I grind the sole plate as much as I grind the groove and the frame. So I'm leaning on top of the ledge. With a rail, you don't have that luxury. It's all frame, all sole plate. Backfarv, oh man, as soon as I committed, it was easy. But trying to get the confidence to just jump on top of it and know that my feet were going to be there, that is what I need this rail for. To give me that confidence to know I've got the strength, I've got the aim, I've got the positioning. All that I need is the confidence. And this rail feels like it's going to do a really good job giving me that. All right, going to set it up on the down. This is probably a bad idea, but I'm going to set it up on the down and see if I can do a few grinds just going down the thing. I don't know. I do this for you. We'll see if it works. All right, this is probably a horrible idea, but I got to try it. I got to see if it works. One of the nice things about the Subrosa Rail is it's built super solid, but it's flat. So you can't really adjust the height and make it an angle. This is my attempt of making it an angle. Maybe it was a good idea, but a poor implementation. Yeah, this is pretty sketch. So not only is there not a lot of room to get set as soon as you jump on the box has the grooves in it, which already makes me a little squirrely. And where the boxes connect, there's a bigger groove that I get stuck in a lot. That's not fun. If you aren't on the rail perfectly, you kick the rail a little bit. I don't think I'm going to skate this, but I did enjoy my session on the rail. I think it's good. I think it's going to help me improve. I think ultimately I got this so that I could skate more rails. I love skating ledges, but I don't get a lot of experience skating a rail. This is a great rail. It's $250 US, give or take, if you can find them. Google them. It's hard to find right now, but if you can find them online, they do come in stock pretty regularly. It was pretty easy to assemble. Make sure that you get yourself an 13mm wrench and pray that you've got the little connector in the bottom. I will update this with a little note after I talked with Subrosa and see if I can get another little connector. But yeah, overall, I'm really happy that I did this investment. I think it's going to make me a better skater. And I bet if you were in a place that didn't have a skate park in your warehouse, this could be a really great rail for you to skate you know, in your driveway or in your garage or something like that, and just get that practice, get that blood pumping. Thank you all for watching. See you guys next week.